Spencer Critchley is a democratic strategist. He joins us now live from Monterey in California. So what have been the key moments so far, and who would you say has made the best impression?
Well, based on the parts of the debate I was able to see before joining you, it looked kind of like a draw to me. I thought they were both well prepared. They all had lots of information at their fingertips, and their delivery of that information was focused. But along with the information, unfortunately, was the usual packaging of threat, fear, and anger that has just come to characterize Republican campaigning for far too long. So they might address a substantive issue like competition with China and potential national security risks with China, but only in the context of demonizing China and trying to terrify people about China. And they kind of approach every topic that came up that way. So in that way, unfortunately, from a point of view, at least of this Democrat, they're depressingly similar, if somewhat evenly matched this evening during this debate.
Well, I was going to ask you, what are the key areas in which they're trying to differentiate themselves? But it seems like you're saying is that really it's, potato, potato, for lack of a different way of saying it.
Very much so, because, especially since the number one thing that they really don't want to talk about is what Chris Christie was very much willing to talk about, to his credit, which is, and this is not a partisan opinion, this is an opinion shared by a great many highly respected Republicans who are disgusted with the state of their own party, which is that Donald Trump has already shown that he's willing to try to overthrow our democracy in the pursuit of his own self-interest. And he's essentially actively campaigning on that now, sounding more and more authoritarian, clearly intending to replace American democracy with a sham version of itself, in which the whole point is just to serve the interests of an autocratic leader, him. There is no issue, including climate change, which I would say is an incredibly important issue that neither Haley nor DeSantis has a good answer for, except trying to terrify people about supposed threats to America. It's even more serious than climate change, because if the United States has an authoritarian autocrat for a leader, the entire world suffers, not just the United States. And our ability to solve extremely serious problems like climate change and other extremely serious challenges that we and the world face is threatened in every way. And that's a genuine threat, not the kind of ginned up threat that unfortunately Haley and DeSantis are focusing on this evening.
That said, Spencer, they did mention some controversial issues. I don't know if you heard it, but they had a little bit of something to say about abortion. And they did mention January the 6th and the Capitol riots. Did you catch any of those moments, and what did you think?
Well, I missed the part about January 6th, but in catching up with my reading, I've read about what they said. And once again, Haley was willing to say January 6th was a terrible day, which is better than many Republicans who will maintain that it was a perfectly fine day, or even an inspiring day, or that it was some kind of, nefarious plot by the FBI or something. So she's at least able to say it's a terrible day, but she will not say that it was planned, organized, and executed by Donald Trump with the willing help of senior members of his administration. And when some members of the administration refused to cooperate, he would fire them or they would quit, and he'd find people willing to do whatever he told them. So, no, unfortunately, I think, the cliche of the elephant in the room, like many cliches, is used so often because it's true. And Trump is absolutely the elephant in the room of Republican politics. This is a party which is no longer a normal party in a normal constitutional democracy. It's essentially just a tool for the use of Donald Trump to seize power and concoct excuses for it.
A sobering thought. Spencer Critchley from Monterey in California. Many thanks for joining us, and we'll be